like you were staring at me. All right, I am FiddlinJonny, and this is my fiddle channel and magic review. Today, I am going to review Rick Lax's The Card That Matters, which he says he thinks is the best card trick that he has ever created. So, well, let's find out about that. If you're wondering why I'm playing a Christmas song, well, it's because I'm recording this in December of 2020. And so it's Christmas time, and usually about, I don't know, 30 seconds before I turn the camera on, I grab my fiddle and say, oh, what am I going to play for this review? And I couldn't think of anything that would be quick and snappy for related to Rick Lax, so I decided to go with White Christmas because I feel like it suits the season. So if you're watching this in like July or another time, you'll be festive watching it. So anyway, stick around. We're going to get into this review. There are things you really do need to know that do not necessarily fit the ad copy and when you watch the teaser video. They're not deal breakers, I think, but anyway, you're going to want to know about them if you're considering this product. So stick around and we'll get right into it. All right, let's not waste any time with this effect. The Card That Matters by Rick Lax. So here's what the effect is. The effect is that you say, as the performer, that you have an envelope, and inside that envelope you have a poker hand. But you have one card that matters, and that card is turned face up inside of the pack that you have in the envelope. You ask your spectator to pick any card that they want, not an obvious card, not like the aces, but in that, pick any card. They pick a card, you pull the cards out of the envelope, which is a poker hand of 5 cards, and only one card out of the 5 is turned face up, and it is the card that the spectator has named. Pretty dang strong effect, and easy to perform. There's a kicker to it, however, is that you showed that you knew in advance they were going to be that close to the card, another card, and therefore you picked that card from a different deck, you flip it over, and it is an opposite colored back of the rest of the cards that you have fanned out. That's what the effect is. I love that effect. I think it's so strong, so powerful. It's straightforward, it's not convoluted, and can pack a real powerful punch. So if you purchase it, what do you get? So you're going to get a streaming video. The streaming video is exactly 30 minutes and 3 seconds long. 6 seconds long. So basically 30 minutes of tutorial. And then you're going to get, it comes in this little sort of packet here, so you can sort of see size-wise, not super big. You're going to get 3 ungimmicked envelopes. Nothing special about these envelopes. They're ungimmicked. I saw some people, in terms of writing reviews about these, that they felt like Penguin had gone cheap on the envelopes and that these were cheap. I haven't found them cheap at all. They're a pretty straightforward standard envelope. You only need one to perform the effect, but they give you 2 extras, or at least mine came with 2 extras, for when the one gets old and grubby and yucky, you've got another one. When those run out, you can just go to the store, and what are you going to buy? Probably the same kind of envelope. So pretty straightforward. Then you're going to get a 8 cards. The 8 cards are gimmicked. They are maiden back bicycle cards with red and blue back. And so you're going to get 8 of those. So that's what you're going to get. That's what, how it is packaged. Let's talk about the gimmicks. How are the gimmicks? The gimmicks are great. They're bicycle back. You can't go wrong. If you've ever had a bicycle back, bicycle card before, you know what their quality is. They're great quality. So they're not made out of something different. They will wear out like any card does after a while. Let's talk a little bit about the skill level. This is, from a skill level, a beginner. There's no sleights you need to really learn, anything of that nature. You can be performing this within 15 minutes, probably, not even that, after you learn it. Practice a little bit, perform it, boom, you're ready to go. And despite that it's beginner level, I do feel like this is for anyone from a hobbyist up to a worker would be fine in that regard level. So let's talk a little bit. There are some things you still need to know about this. I want to start with the pros about this, and then I'm going to go into the stuff that they don't tell you that I think you really should know. So the effect is a super strong effect. I believe it packs a strong punch. If you've ever done an invisible deck, you know how powerful that can be when it's performed really well. It's easy to perform. The spectator can choose any card that they want other than the aces. Now there's a little asterisk there, and I'll talk about the asterisk in just a second. A lot of times the ad copy always says things like packs small and plays big. Well, it does pack small because it is a packet trick. All you're going to have to do is carry around an envelope and 8 cards in that envelope, and you're ready and you are good to go. I really like this in that it was inventive because it is taking several principles, maybe about 4 or 5 principles, and combine them into this single packet trick. And I'm sure when you're watching the trailer for this is that you go, well, they probably do this, but you can't quite figure out another piece of it because that looks like that. And if you're able to stitch it together, you might be able to figure out sort of what the method is here. But Rick has done such a great job of taking at least 4 different principles and combining them into this pack, which I really like because it's inventive. It's essentially taken the invisible deck without having to carry around an invisible deck with you, and carry these cards instead in a packet trick format to be able to do it. There's no angle issues on this. You can perform it surrounded, not even an issue there. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the cons, or what I think of as here's what you really need to know. The ad copy will give you the impression, as will the trailer, that they can pick any card. They cannot pick the aces, and the spectator will feel like whatever card they have named that the performer knew in advance that was the card that they were going to choose, because there's essentially an out. When it's not smack dab on it. I do think that Rick Lax has made an improvement upon, sort of, if you're familiar with Colossal Killer. So Colossal Killer has a method in there in terms of similar, but I think this is an improvement on that. There's wording that's improved, and so that is some of the principle that's being used here. So if you're looking and thinking you can name any bloody cards you want to other than the aces and it's there, that's not exactly true. However, the spectator will feel like that's how they experienced it, like they picked the card and the performer knew what the card was. So that's good, or something that you should know. Also, spectators cannot touch the cards, hold the cards. You're not going to hand out the cards afterwards. It's essentially, since they're gimmicked cards, you wouldn't hand out your gimmicked cards. So if that's an issue for you, you should know that. I personally don't find it as an issue because I use gimmicked cards all the time in routines. And as long as you know how to do good spectator management and you keep your flow going, all that stuff, it's just not really an issue. But it is important for you to know if that is a deal killer for you. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say around the cons. For me, as I looked at the cons, they're pretty dang minor, but they're things that I really feel like you need to know. You can't always nail it 100% with the exact card that will be the card that will be face up. You're going to be off by 1 probably, and there's a principle that's involved to be able to manage that. And since they're gimmick cards, you can't hand them out. That's what you need to know. Who's going to like this? I said this already. I think if you're a close-up magician, you're a card magician, you're a walk-around magician. If you're a bar magician, great for bar magic, I think. And I think it's probably not good for the stage because it's too small. It's really sort of close-up. So if you're a close-up card magician, I think it's great. What does this cost? So this is put out by Penguin Magic, and the only place I could find it was at Penguin Magic. I don't know if it's available elsewhere, but from there it is $19.95 United States dollars, which I think for a packet trick of this quality, well worth it, not a problem. I will talk about, though, going back to some of the things that you need to know. I went on the Penguin website and noticed a number of folks who were not happy with some aspects of the gimmick, but it appeared that each time that those folks who purchased went to Penguin and said, hey, I didn't like this part, it wasn't working quite as advertised, Penguin was really responsive to those and corrected them based on every time that I could find. Now, I don't work for Penguin. Penguin didn't send this to me. I purchased it on my own. But know that it does appear that they've been pretty responsive to some folks in terms of from a quality control, when quality control was not as high as it should be, that they were very responsive to that. I'm very happy with what I received. Fantastic, works great. So I think that's all the stuff that you need to know about the card that matters. I personally, over all the tricks that I've been reviewing over the last year, this rises up there as a really solid purchase in terms of from the price of $19.95 for as strong as an effect as it is. It's a real worker and it's easy, and you can start performing it right away. There's no sleight of hand. You can perform it surrounded. So I think it's a powerful, strong effect if you're looking for this type of a trick to do. All right, that's it. I really do hope that this is helpful. If it was helpful, right now go ahead and hit that like button. It certainly helps to get the algorithms for my videos get recommended to other folks who are looking for magic reviews. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll make sure that every time I post a review that you get notified about it. And I try to post at least once a week. I have did one of those things where I loaded up my sled with a whole bunch of effects for the holidays, and some of them have arrived and more are arriving. So you can anticipate, if you're looking for holiday purchases, keep an eye out here on this channel, because I've got a bunch of reviews that are coming up that have been on a lot of different magic sites as real popular, and I want to make sure that you get to see them. I've got AdSense. I'm going to be reviewing that here real shortly. I've got so many now I can't even remember, some coin ones. Anyway, a number of different reviews, so keep coming back. I'm also going to do a best of 2020 from the products that I've reviewed for the year, so that you get a sense of what are really good, solid products from the year that you might want to consider if they are right for you. So, all right, that's it. Thank you for being here. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. All right, here's my demonstration of Rick Lax, the card that matters. So here's Rory, and welcome, Rory. You all know Rory, how excited he is about card tricks. He just loves card tricks. All right, Rory, so I've got an envelope here, and in this envelope, I have only one card that matters. I have a poker hand, and in my poker hand, I've taken one card and I've turned it face up. All right, so I would like you to see if you can guess what that card is. Now, you can pick any card that you want, just as long as it's not an ace, mostly because it's an obvious card. People always pick the aces. And most people don't get it, all right? So you'll probably get close. It's rare that people absolutely nail it. So if you were to pick any card, what card would you pick?
The Queen of Diamonds.
The Queen of Diamonds. Okay, that's an interesting card that you would pick the Queen of Diamonds. Let's go ahead and freely see. I'm going to pull out the cards, and you will notice that in my cards there is literally only one card that is turned over, and that is the Queen of Diamonds. Nice job, Roy. That's really good. Here's the thing, Roy. I knew in advance that you would pick the Queen of Diamonds. I felt so strongly you would pick the Queen of Diamonds that I decided I would go ahead and pick the Queen of Diamonds from a different deck with a red back card. That's how confident I was. All right, what do you think?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, surprised, aren't you? I can tell you're a little more surprised than usual. All right, thank you for watching. That is my version or an example of the card that matters by Rick Lax. Thanks for watching.